What's up guys, I'm SeeJayAre. This is my 2017 game room tour. So this is my 8th year collecting video games, and I believe my 6th year on YouTube. For those of you that don't know, pretty much everything you see behind me here has been attained through garage sailing. I find all my video games, 90% of my video games, through garage sales. I pick up some stuff at thrift stores, pawn shops, very rarely, sometimes online through Craigslist, Kijiji here in Canada. But predominantly through garage sale pickups. You can see the videos up here. I'll post a playlist if you want to see how I'm able to get such a huge collection in 7 or 8 years. That's how I did it. I film my garage sales live, and I film the pickups as I find them. So feel free to check those out. Like I said, 90% of the stuff you see behind me is completely free. I am around 5,000 games and probably well over 100 systems by now, including the handhelds. And yeah, I can safely say that aside from my PS4, Xbox One, newest generation stuff, it's all completely free. Basically what I'm doing is finding a big box of video games, keeping all the stuff I need, and then flipping the rest to make the money back, and then that money goes into the next purchase. So doing that for almost 8 years now has gotten me this many games. So a bunch of new stuff down here. A lot of stuff has changed since last year's video. I'll post you can find last year's video in the cards above, and I'm also going to post my game room tour, my first game room tour from I believe 5 or 6 years ago, when I just was using a spare room upstairs, one of the spare bedrooms. It was much smaller, but you can see kind of where I started off with YouTube at least, and collecting. So I'm going to post that too. Feel free to check that out. Anyways, guys, let's get into the 2017 game room tour. Alright guys, so this year we'll start in my main gaming area here. The TV you're looking at is a Samsung KS8000, I believe. 4K UHD, HDR, all that good stuff. 65 inch, the TV that I replaced was 67, a DLP projection television set. We'll start quickly here. I've got my gaming PC here to the left. It's very powerful. It does the trick. I can play games in 4K on this TV quite well, at about 30 frames per second. I've got a 1080 in there. It's been really great. Changes since last year. I cleaned up this area a little bit. I put some black foam behind there so you can't see through all the nasty cords, mess of cords that's through there. But from left to right, we've got the PS3, PS4 Pro, the Xbox 360 Slim E console, I believe. It's the latest Xbox console, 360 console. We've got the Xbox One S in white beside that. Then down to the left here, we've got the Retron 5, my cable box. A black Dreamcast down there, and then we've got the NES Classic. On top of the PC there, you can see my HTC Vive setup. I've got my Vive down here. It's absolutely fantastic down here. Perfect setup. Above the TV, we've got some console boxes displayed. PS4, PS3, PS2, PS1, Vita, PSP, original Xbox 360, Xbox One. And below that, I now have my PS1 collection. I believe around 400 games on the PS1. A okay-sized Wii collection down there. This little thing here is where I keep my kind of currently playing games. Got some 4K Blu-rays there. That's probably all I'll ever buy. Over to the left of the TV, got this really cool Moo Moo Farms Raceway poster. This is by a local girl. I wish I knew her name. But I believe you can still get those at Good Time Games in Waterloo, Ontario. Alright, so up top we've got the 3DS collection. And below that, DS. Pretty big DS collection there. And then some GBA games that I made custom cases for. Relatively small Wii collection. GameCube below that. Like I said, I've done collection videos on all of these collections, so I won't go through individual games. If you want to see those, check the cards above. And I'll post my collections playlist. You can see exactly what I have. This is my Nintendo Nook. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen this area. But this is what I call my Nintendo Nook here. It's all Nintendo stuff in here. I've had to spill it out because it's running out of space. So to the left, we now have Super Nintendo. This is all changed recently. I had to make more room, so that's my Super Nintendo collection. Some boxed games down there. Boxes for my NES games. To the right, going up, we've got the Super Nintendo back there. Virtual Boy, the last issue of Nintendo Power. And then just some collectibles, Wii boxes, handheld boxes, Wii U box, 3DS boxes, some more Wii stuff, and then more collectibles and special edition boxes there. Game Boy, boxed Game Boy stuff. Moving over, we've got my NES, another Super Nintendo N64, boxed GameCubes, my fantastic N64 collection. Got them all. Still looking for the Pokemon and gold consoles. Some more boxed consoles. Handhelds. Game Boys, Game Boy Colors, GBAs. DS collection. Some older handhelds, Game & Watches there. Boxed N64 stuff. And then here's all my loose N64 stuff with end labels. The end labels are from Zabo's Arcades. I'll post a link in the description below. Very nice labels. And then my NES set. I think I'm around 450 games now. Not actively trying to complete it, but I just keep what I need it from garage sales. So this is like the retro Nintendo kind of gaming area here. Not all Nintendo consoles, but this is playing Metal Warriors. I don't actually own this game. This is a EverDrive, which you'll see in the Super Nintendo down there. That's just the cheap EverDrive from China. They all are. I've got a NES, Super Nintendo, N64 beside that, and they've all got EverDrives in them. It's just easier to do with kids, and I can play some games that I'll never own. Master System down to the left, GameCube, and you can kind of see it there right beside the GameCube is a Sega CDX. It's getting a little tight in there. PS1, and below that is the Neo Geo. And some controllers. It's a bit of a mess. I'm definitely going to need a new setup in the next coming years. I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit, maybe clear some stuff out and reorganize. But yeah, that's the Nintendo Nook. Little Mario standy down there. Beside that, coming up here is another wall of retro goodness. This is my Sega section right here. We've got some loose Genesis carts, my boxed and complete Genesis, well, boxed, some of them don't have manuals, I'm sure. Genesis, Master System, relatively small Saturn and Sega CD collection. Down on the far left there, we've got a couple 3DO games down there, 32X, not too much. Boxed Dreamcast, we got the Menacer, a couple Game Gears, boxed and complete. Genesis stuff here, Model 3, Pure Solar, still sealed. Dreamcast keyboard. Game Gear collection, or Game Gear. That reminds me, I forgot to show my handheld games. I'll do that in a sec. Sega CD, Master System down there. Alright, so there's some older retro stuff here. It's a bit of a mess. We've got my Vectrex here. I love this system with the box and a whole bunch of box games. TurboGrafx games there. We got the Neo Geo X Gold with the actual Neo Geo box. Dreamcast, Sega Pico hiding behind the Interactor. This stuff here is probably the first stuff that'll go. That little Sonic thing, the Interactor, and the Sega Pico. When I need to make room, that's what'll be going first. We've got some handhelds here. The Neo Geo. Here's my Neo Geo games. We've got the Neo Geo Pocket Color, which is a fantastic system. Bunch of the games in behind there. Don't have a huge collection of Neo Geo stuff, but what an awesome system. Both the Neo Geo AES and the Pocket. PSPs here. I'm a big fan of the Go, personally. Some really retro stuff here. Commodore 64, Panasonic 3DO, Atari XE. What's that? The Atari 400, TI-99 4A, Telstar. It's like a Coleco Pong system. Intellivision, Intellivision 2, Intellivision 3, Coleco Gemini, ColecoVision, Atari 2600s, multiple, couple Xboxes there, the special edition Halo and the Crystal. Moving over here in television stuff, I don't have a real attachment to Intellivision or ColecoVision. You can see I have a boxed ColecoVision there. My boxed Retron 5, or my box for my Retron 5. ColecoVision games, Atari 2600 stuff. This stuff I do have a. This was my first console that I ever had, so I do have a bit of an attachment to the 2600. Atari Flashback, good little clone system. A whole bunch of my retro gamer magazines, absolutely love those. Some spare stuff, the Commodore 64 box, bit of a mess. I got to clean this up. To the left are my game guides, Nintendo Powers, special edition guides, LCD handhelds, just some miscellaneous stuff here. Some boxes for fight sticks. This is my like secondary gaming area. It's nice to have two areas, especially with two boys. They can be playing somewhere, I can be doing playing something else. So this TV here, I don't have the model number. It's like one of the only Sony's CRTs that actually has HDMI. It actually has beautiful, beautiful picture. Both of the CRTs, this one and that one, are 36-inch, and they weigh like 260 pounds. It's crazy, super heavy. You can see I've got another Dreamcast. This is actually playing one of my favorite Dreamcast games, Cannon Spike. We've got a PS2 Slim. From left to right, the Dreamcast. I've got my modded Wii with all my Wii games on it. Neo Geo X, the TurboGrafx. Then we've got a Sega Saturn, and below that at the bottom is a modded Xbox. It's nice just having these modded systems and being able to play games off the hard drive, especially with kids. I don't have to worry about them changing CDs. Beside that is my arcade machine. I went to turn this on this morning for the tour, and I'm having computer issues, so I can't really show this off right now. But I got this. This is one of the first things I got in my collection. Probably 2010-ish. Absolutely love it. It's running MAME, so it plays like, I don't know, 5,000 games, something crazy like that. Behind me here is the Street Fighter V arcade machine. It's running Third Strike right now. This is from Man Cave Arcades in Markham, Ontario. I'll leave a link in the description below. Really nice system. Turned out beautiful. Below here, I've got all my Dreamcast controllers in there. There are two Dreamcast fight sticks you can see back there. A couple coffee table books here. Super NES book. On the other side is the Genesis book. Highly recommend that if you can still find it. It's by the Retro Gamer Mag people. This is the Playing with Power that came along with the NES Classic. Yeah, a couple other books there. This wall here will be changing. I've got to figure out something to do with it here. I usually run a PS3 on this. Some of my big box collection here, like special editions, all that kind of stuff. It needs to be reorganized. It's a bit cluttered, so I keep my arcade sticks here. You can see. We got the Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, Street Fighter 5 or 4, some PS2, Xbox 360 ones. The Ni no Kuni White Wizard Edition, that's super rare and valuable. On top of the arcade machine, I've just got some big box display boxes and stuff like that. So, all right, just a little coffee table here with a couple retro gamer mags. The Turtles. This is the complete series on DVD of the Ninja Turtles cartoon. My beer fridge, very important, stocked with a whole bunch of local beers from Ontario. On top of the fridge, we've got Devastator, Starscream, and the Halo helmet. Just keeping those there for now. GTA Vice City standee. Before I forget, I'm going to show you guys where I keep my Game Boy stuff. Or my handheld stuff, I should say. I keep my controllers in here, obviously. But this is a pretty handy ottoman. As you can see, that's where I keep all my handheld stuff. Those are all my modded Game Boys right here. I posted a video recently on these, on the mods I do. I'll leave a link in the cards above if you want to check that out. It won't show up very well on camera, but this is a backlit original DMG Game Boy. So if you want to see some of the Game Boy mods I do, feel free to check that video out. But yeah, I've got I don't know, original Game Boy, Game Boy Color. I've got some this is all Game Gear here. And then that's all GBA, a couple spare controllers back there, and all my handhelds here. So it works out really well. It's a nice place to keep handheld stuff. Oh, you probably people will ask where I got the wood shelves. These are just from garage sales. You'll find these were made to hold tapes, and they're made with a pretty flimsy wood on the inside that you can actually just destroy and cut and make it the way you want it to fit the game. So that's what I did there. These originally fit cassette tapes, music for you young people, and I just kind of modded them to fit games. I guess we should show that next. So here it is. This is my Super Chex bubble hockey machine. One of my most favorite things at the arcade as a kid, for any Canadian, has memories of this. It's a lot of fun. It's like foosball, but much better in my opinion. Tons of fun. A puck shoots up from the middle and you try and score in the other team's net, for those of you that aren't familiar. But it's got a bunch of cool sounds. Let's see if we can start it up here. It's got full announcers, everything. It's great.
And the game is underway.
Organs. It's pretty fun. And now I'm going to turn it off so I can continue with the video. Up next here is my, I guess this would be my PlayStation corner. This is a PS3 kiosk that I got from GameStop when they were throwing them out. That's just a fake PS3 in the front. The real one runs behind it. It's got some glass doors there to store stuff. Pretty nice. Some of my PS4 games. PS3, GTA 5 poster. Metal Gear Solid poster. My Vita collection, and then my PSP stuff. I love the PSP and the Vita. Big fan of the Sony handhelds. Behind me here is this was a Club Nintendo poster. Really nice Donkey Kong poster that I had framed. Looks pretty cool there. Alright, so next up is my vinyl collection. I've got around 1,700 pieces of vinyl, albums, records. But beside that, more importantly, is my complete Dreamcast set. Very happy to complete that Dreamcast set with the help of a lot of viewers. Dreamcast is my favorite system of all time. So to the right is a GTA San Andreas standee, my guitar that I never play, my man cave sign up there that's a little hard to see with the lighting. Yeah, so like 1,700 records, all found through garage sales. I usually get them for like 10 cents to a quarter a piece. So I should mention down here I have two Newmark TTX turntables. I run Scratch Live, which is a computer system that turns your MP3s into actual vinyl. I messed around with that a little bit. I'm not any good, so but yeah, that's my vinyl collection. That's one of my other hobbies. I'm no expert when it comes to vinyl, that's for sure, but I find them so cheap. I like coming down here after garage sales with a box full of games, throwing on a record that I found, listening to, discovering new stuff, and kind of cleaning the games. That's kind of my routine. In front of that is my 360 kiosk here. Again, picked up when GameStop was throwing them out. PS4 kiosk. That's a fake PS4 in there. It's actually just running an Android box in there right now. Playing Ratchet and Clank movie. I recently just set up this little area here that's worked out well. Just two 13-inch TVs, again from garage sales, for like 10 bucks each. And the kids will sit here on their stools and they can play. I've got the Genesis at Games plug and play right now, which is actually a pretty nice little system. My 3DS. And then down this wall, I've got my Halo standee. This big banner here was found in a GameStop dumpster. That was a fantastic find. A bunch of the kids' stuff down here, some Ninja Turtles. These are original Ninja Turtles from the late 80s, late 90s. This is the newer stuff for the boys. All Ninja Turtle stuff. A couple promo items here on the door. Some Batman figures up there that I thought were pretty cool. 60s Batman, I'm a huge fan. Some Star Wars toys. I just store it down here. The big Mikey. Turtles blimp. Behind that door is the boys' toy room, but it's a mess, so I won't be showing that off this year. But yeah, you can see I've got some more turtles up here too. I'm eventually going to open these. I just kind of needed some place to store them, so I thought I'd show them off for now. It's really fun having two boys, especially as they get older. We can play more games, and yeah, as they get older, it gets more and more fun. So, okay, and finally, this is the Xbox wall, and to the left of that is some PS2 stuff. Actually, that entire wall is PS2. Up top, we've got some 360 stuff here. Up there, we've got a little bit more Xbox One. The 360 is one of my favorite consoles of all time. That's when I really got heavily back into gaming. Original Xbox, huge fan. I've got a pretty nice collection going there. And then some Blu-rays, DVDs. This used to be full of DVDs. I got rid of a whole bunch of them, so. Some more big box DVDs down there. Big box special editions, Seasons, Pee-wee's Playhouse. What do we got? Darkwing Duck, Chippendales Rescue Rangers. Some of the Studio Ghibli movies, G.I. Joe. And then PS2 collection. I guess I'm kind of going for a complete PS2 set. I just keep whatever I don't have. It's nice. I reorganized things, so now I've got room for expansion for the next year or two. So yeah, that's the Xbox and PS2 stuff. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the 2017 Game Room Tour. If you enjoyed this video, do me a big favor and hit that like button. Feel free to ask me any questions below. I'll do my best to answer them for you. And let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of my game room is. Anyways, thank you so much. This 2016 was a record year for me in terms of subscribers, growth. It's been a really big year, so thank you to all my new subs, and thank you to everybody who's been here since the beginning. If you haven't done so already, you can subscribe below. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until the next episode. If you noticed my hat in the video and you'd like to get one for yourself, you can find them at gamerhats.com.